watching the video. Can you please save a little bit time to like and subscribe to SkypluS have mover to increase?
On February 21, 2008, Flight 518 was the last scheduled flight out of the airport, departing at about 1700 hours local time, operating as a scheduled domestic flight from Mérida, Venezuela, to Caracas that crashed into the side of a mountain shortly after takeoff. The plane crashed was an ATR-42-300 twin-turboprop aircraft, registration YV1449. There were 43 passengers on board, with a crew consisting of 2 pilots and a flight attendant. On the flight deck was Captain Aldino Garanito Gomez, 36-year-old, a senior pilot for the airline and flight instructor with more than 5,000 flight hours logged. First Officer Dennis Ferreira Quintal, 29-year-old, who had more than 2,000 flight hours on the ATR-42. Shortly after takeoff, the twin-turboprop slammed into a sheer 13,000 feet, 4,000-meter, rock wall called Indian Face. No distress calls were received from the aircraft prior to impact. Air Rescue Services said that the airliner crashed 10 kilometers from the mountain city of Mérida after takeoff. Searchers spotted the wreckage of the plane in the mountains of western Venezuela on Friday, February 22, 2008. Rescuers had identified the site of the crash in the southwestern state of Mérida. Mountain villagers reported hearing a tremendous noise they thought could be from a crash soon after the disappearance and loss of contact with Flight 518. According to local police, the wreckage of the aircraft was located at Páramo de Mucaquis, in the sector of Callao del Condor, Páramo Piedra Blanca, near the Laguna de la Perlada. The search operation was conducted from the regional hub city of Barinas in western Venezuela. The wreckage was discovered a day later with no survivors. It was the deadliest aviation accident involving an ATR-42 until Trigana Air Flight 267 crashed in Papua, Indonesia, in 2015 with 54 deaths. Local media published the passenger list of Santa Barbara Airlines Flight 518. Most of the victims were Venezuelan, 5 Colombians and an American also died in the crash. The cockpit voice recorder CVR was successfully recovered from the wreckage. Preliminary information released on July 28, 2008. A report by Lagat Aviation determined that the cause of the accident was the omission or improper use of the checklists and procedures critical to the operation of the flight, causing the Attitude and Heading Reference System (AHRS) to not be initialized prior to the takeoff roll. The pilots wanted to meet the schedule after experiencing some delays, including losing track of time while having coffee in the terminal, then finding that the passengers were already on board the plane. The time pressure was a factor that led the pilots to omit the use of the checklists and perform the pre-takeoff so fast that it was impossible to perform the necessary verification procedures to ensure safety. Flying without the AHRS meant that the pilots could not maintain the correct heading in the limited visibility of clouds on their ascent.
60, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Thank you for watching the video. If you have an idea of the flight, please comment below to everyone discuss.